Hey guys, as usual, a quick recap of all the Tarkov tips we did last week. Let's start with some barters. First of all, if you start into the early wipe, you don't have much possibilities to mod your weapons at all. And one thing that you don't have at level 1 that you cannot purchase are the so-called rails. So rails I needed to attach lasers or foregrips, and unfortunately you cannot just go to Skier or Mechanic and buy them. So one option would be to go to the flea market. However, rails are quite expensive on the flea market because, well, players know that this is a rare item early on. What you can do instead is go to Mechanic level 1 and use these two barters. So you can barter a measuring tape for a short trail that can be used for all sorts of tactical attachments like lasers and flashlights, or you can barter the USB charger for the long rail that you can have on your handguard and attach some foregrips to it. So these are some modding possibilities early on. Now let's stay with the gear. So next one is what I called the flea market AKM build. This build is not too bad at all. It comes with around 75 recoil, so it's pretty decent in close range if you go full auto. You should not spray mid-range with it, of course, but it's pretty decent in close combat. The good thing is you don't need traders at all, except for maybe one or two pieces, so you can have this gun with low-level traders by just using good flea market offers. The most important thing is the muzzle device. So there are a couple of muzzle devices that I suggest that you can actually buy for around 15 to 18k, either this antidote muzzle brake or the SRVV. Both have similar stats and are quite cheap for the stats they provide. Now for, well, scope is personal preference. I like the ACOG. I think ACOG is very underrated. It has a very clear sight, a very clear picture, and pretty decent magnification. So, I like running these. And the good thing is, no one else likes them, so they are very cheap on the flea market. Then again, just, attach a rubber pad to your default stock, grab some kind of a foregrip, and you're ready to go. Good weapon if you go and want to do Punisher tasks on shoreline, do some light sniping on customs maybe. Pretty decent all-round gun overall. Now let's go to some stash management tips. Tarkov has a number of shortcuts that you cannot reassign in settings. So actually you don't see these shortcuts at all. And I'll try to compile all these shortcuts into a list later on, but for now let's just stick with a couple of them. So first of all, you can use the page up and page down buttons on your keyboard to jump to the top and the bottom of your stash respectively. So this is a huge shortcut if you have a large stash or the UD version of the game, of course, and it will save you some money, and well, your mouse wheel will thank me. So keep this in mind. Page up, page down, stash navigation. Last tip is, well, that's actually some sort of, well, not just gear and shortcuts. It's more related to your mental attitude towards Tarkov, because especially early wipe, many players and many beginners feel like they are left behind because they know for instance, you're level 10, your friend is level 20, he unlocked the flea market and runs better guns and so on and so on. So you get this feeling of being left behind in terms of level progress, money, loadouts, quests, and so on and so on and so on. And this can be quite frustrating. So the only thing I want to tell you guys is, there's Tarkov is not a competitive esports title. Tarkov is some sort of a PvPvE game with a focus on PvE and your own progression. It's all about playing at your own pace. There's no reason at all to compare yourself to someone else, to their stats, to their money, to their level. Just play the game how you like it, and you will have way more fun rather than just rushing to max traders. Well, you can still do that if it is your playstyle. If you enjoy it, sure, just go for max traders and kappa right away. But Other than that, just don't feel pressured into such, rushing and grinding behavior if you don't like it. Enjoy some chill woods raids, enjoy some chill shoreline raids, just go out as a scav and, loot some items. Play the game how you want it to play. Just don't let anyone else tell you how to approach the game. And as you can see in this, in this chart, many players are below your level, and even now, like 1 week later, 1 week after I have done these evaluations, more than 40% of players still have no flea market, right? So, there's always somebody behind and someone ahead of you, so no reason to rush. Just enjoy the game, play at your own pace, and you'll be fine. Thanks. See you next week. Bye bye.